Hey guys, this is Hargun and today we are going to be learning how to solve a 5x5 Rubik's Cube using the reduction method. So first of all, just a quick overview of what all steps there are. First, we solve any one center. I'm using white for simplicity here. Then we solve the center opposite to it, yellow in this case. Then we just pick one center and keep solving upwards. So let's say I pick blue. I did blue, now the center above that is orange. I'll solve that. And then green. And then when I solve green, red is done too. And now we move on to the edges. By the way, this isn't supposed to be an exhaustive list of steps. This is just so you can have a framework and know what to expect next. So I'm just going really fast here. Yeah, and once the edges are done, we just need to solve it like a 3x3. Yeah, and that's it for a quick overview of. So coming on to the actual tutorial, I'm going to be solving the white center first, but I would recommend you to stay color neutral and solve whichever center looks best. That would really help in optimizing your move count and your TPS. So a recurring theme when solving centers is that we just need to make 1x3 bars, like this bar. We just need to keep making these bars and keep adding them to the centers. So first, if we want to make the white center, we need to make a middle 1x3 bar, a 3x1 bar in this case. So I see that this piece is right here and another edge piece I found it just here. So I'll add that and see this bar is already made. The first center is actually quite easy since we don't really have to worry about other pieces being shuffled or anything. So we can add that. And see, also to make 1x3 bars you need to first make like 2 piece bars. That would make it easier. And then just attach the third piece like so. Then just put that bar where it belongs. So now we are done with the white center and we have to solve the yellow center. Same, we will have to follow the same approach here. Just make a 1x3 bar in the middle. That's done. And then just keep making 1x3 bars. And also, when we insert this bar, we can't just do this since this will then get scrambled. So we have to we can either insert it like this and then do and then do a U2 and then take it back, or we can bring this down and then move this bar to that position and then take it back up. In this case the white center isn't disturbed at all. And then we just need to make more bars. Only one is left in this case. And yeah, that's it for the first 2 centers. Now coming on to the next 4 centers, we'll just check whichever center looks most solved, and that is a blue in this case. So we'll just make a middle bar here. You can see this piece and bring it back down. And then when we are solving these centers, try to keep the middle bar vertical always, because if you keep it like this, you can't really insert anything inside it. So keep it vertical. 1 bar is already made, we got lucky this time, and just insert that. And then if they are on the same face, then you can just move it to a different face and then make a bar normally and then insert that. Now we'll go upwards and we'll solve this orange center. Luckily the middle bar is already made. So we just need to we saw a 2x1 bar and we'll just complete that. And now same approach as we used to insert this yellow bar. We'll just bring this layer up and put it back, which takes this 1x3 bar along with it. And we'll keep it on the left, since if we are keeping the bar, the 2x3 bar on the right, we'll have to use lefty moves, which are usually slower and take more look ahead than right moves. So we'll just move that, and we can just make more bars like this and then insert this bar. Now the last 2 centers are a bit tricky. The first steps are the same, just make middle bars. Then see, I can match this piece up here and that made this bar. And this is actually a very easy case. I'll show you the difficult cases afterwards. And we can just pair this up like this and insert it like we did in the yellow and the orange bar, in the orange center case. And so coming to a relatively tricky case. So a tricky case is one where this piece that we need to be in its position isn't there. So in that case, we'll just bring this piece to here, like so. And there's a very easy algorithm to bring one corner piece from this layer to this layer, to swap two corner pieces, like to swap this and this, we'll just bring them like this. And we'll use a modified version of the Soon algorithm, which is like this, but we'll use it with wide R moves instead of normal R moves, like so. And see, that's done. So we can use it for any case where we need to bring just one corner without messing anything else up. I'll show you another example. Like so, this piece is here, but the other corner pieces aren't. So first we'll solve this one, the algorithm, and then we'll bring this piece up. So these two are in the position we want them to be, and then we'll do this. So that's how you can solve your centers. So now coming on to the edges. First of all, I'd just like to share this basic algorithm with you. That would be very helpful. It's basically just this, removing this edge piece and then putting it back in using a sledgehammer. All that does is flips this piece upside down. So right now you can see that it's you can see that the red blue edge wing is on the top. When we flip it, it's on the bottom now. Yeah, so this is very helpful in cases such as, let's say this. So these both are the same, we can't match them like this. So instead we'll just to match them, we'll flip this, and now it's very easy. Yeah, so now coming on to the edges, what we need to do for the first 8 edges at least is basically just try and make triplets. So and I would recommend doing white and yellow edge pieces first, since that's just easier to find in my opinion. You can switch on to being color neutral later, but to start with I'd recommend this. And just find pieces. So let's take this orange and white edge for example. We already have 2 pieces and they can match with each other easily. So now we just need to find the third one. Here it is, and we need to insert it in such a way that it can match with these two easily. So to do that, let's say we need to insert it here. There's 2 ways. If we do this, then these both are the same and they won't match. So we need to insert it the other way. And now we can make this edge and then replace it with any unsolved edge. Preferably one that you are going to solve next. So let's say I see these 2 pieces and this and this, and I know that I'm going to solve the green and white edge next. So I swap it with this and then bring this piece down, and this 1/2 block is made, this 1/2 block. And if the pieces are not in the top layer or in the middle layer, then they might be in the bottom layer, so don't forget to check that. Then we can bring this piece here and another edge is made. So now I can see that this edge is very easy. So I'll swap it with that and try to find this piece, and see, I couldn't find it here, so I did a Z2 and I found it here. So make this edge, swap it with another one. I see that this green edge is very easy to make since it only has 1 piece remaining. So again, I couldn't find it here, I couldn't find it in any of these spots, so I have to flip, and see, I found it here. So I'll move this and another edge is made. Now I can pair these 2 very easily, and I found another piece. Yeah, so that's it. And again, the same principle. This is already almost done, so we'll swap it with that. I can't find the orange and yellow piece anywhere, so I'll flip. Found it here. And this basically comes with experience, which way you need to insert it. There's basically 2 ways. If you have this and this, you can either do it like this, or you can do it like this with a sledgehammer, with a head slammer actually. Yeah, so in this case they aren't matching, so we'll flip it, and see, in this case they are matching. So again, I see this blue one, I'm going to do a head slammer so that it matches, and then I found this piece, but they aren't matching. So I'll do a flipping. So I'll flip them. So I'll flip that edge and see it's done. And just keep on doing that till we are done. And then when all these spots are filled, the top 4 and the bottom 4 spots, then we can just do this to make to reset the centers so that we don't mess anything up. Then only 4 centers are left. Try and look for pieces that are already made, blocks that are already made. So these 2 are done. We'll try to find this piece. See, this piece is we found it, but it isn't matching. So when the centers are done, instead of flipping, we can just do this. So it's here, and we need to take a piece out so that we can swap it. See, and now we are left with just 3 pieces, and we'll keep repeating that till we get to the last 2 pieces. In this case, if that piece is there, we can, instead of taking out another piece to swap, we can just do this, flip it so that this edge will come here, and then restore that. See, now only 2 edges are left, and now this is where things get interesting. If it's like such that these 2 don't match, then we'll need to flip it such that this piece is right next to it, and then we'll just do that, and we are done. But in some cases you can get something called as parity, which I'll just show you, which is when you have everything solved except one edge and the centerpiece is flipped or the wings are flipped to be more correct. And to solve that case, we have this algorithm. You can look at this carefully. It's basically just a 4x4 OLL parity algorithm with some small changes. And now we are done. And now all we need to do is solve it like we would a 3x3. You can solve it with CFOP or RU or whatever method you use to solve with 3x3. And we are done. That's it. So I hope this was helpful, and now you can solve a 5x5. Let me know if there's anything I can improve, and thank you for watching.